guys, it's Rebecca here. I hope you're having a fantastic week, and if you're not, I hope this video cheers you up slightly and that your weekend is brilliant. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's not going to be book related or writing related. I am going to tell you a bit about me. I'm going to tell you 10 facts about myself. I hope they're interesting. I tried to find the most interesting facts about me. I'm obviously not as interesting as I thought I was because it took me an incredibly long time to come up with 10. So here goes. Number 1, I thought I'd tell you my age. I'm 18. I have recently finished school. I'm wanting to go to university next year. I want to teach primary education. I want to be a primary school teacher or elementary school teacher. Yeah, that's kind of a quick rundown about me. Number 2, I have a huge obsession with bookish candles. I love candles and I love books, so you put them together and it's like the best thing for me. I am obsessed with them. I own so many, it's ridiculous. My most recent one I actually got today, and that is this one. It is That Word That I Cannot Say from the Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy by Sarah J. Maas. And this one is from Geeky Candles, the Geeky Queen, sorry. It's their crate thing that they do every month, and it smells amazing, and it smells like autumn leaves and bonfires, and it's really autumny, and I love it so much. And then I have the 3 main males from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and I have Dorian, Kael, and Rowan, and these are amazing. They're from Merakai Candles, and honestly, Heather's stuff is amazing, and if you don't know her candles or you've never had any, I'm going to leave the link below because her stuff is amazing and you should definitely check them out. The majority of my candles are from Heather, and then I have the dregs from the Six of Crows duology. I have Night Court from A Court of Mist and Fury, Starfall also from A Court of Mist and Fury. Then I have the 4 candles that came in the September. The September Merakai candle box, and there's Lysandra, and this one is my favourite of the 4, and it just smells absolutely amazing. We have Valorous, that one. We have the Ferian Gap and Prithian, and they all smell gorgeous and I love them so much and I'm so happy with them. And then I have the unlimited one that came in a Fairy Loot box, and that is the Dark Side, and this smells of Fruit Loops. I don't know what Fruit Loops are because I know nothing, and this smells to me like cinnamony lemon cookies, and it's just amazing, and I really want another one, but it was exclusive for the Fairy Loot box. It's amazing. And then I have 2 Castle of Fable candles, and I have Caranam, which smells of creme brulee and caramel, and it's just amazing. And then we have this one, which was this month's Fairy Loot box. I'm not going to try and say it because I'll mess it up again, but this smells of like banana nut loaf, I believe is the official title for it, but it is amazing as well. So that's all my bookish candles. I do have more on the way. I have a problem, I'm sorry, but they are absolutely amazing. I love them all so much and they smell so lovely. I'm actually, as you can probably tell, I've only actually burnt 3 of the lot that I have, and I'm too scared to burn them because they smell so good that I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want them to disappear. I don't want them to end. Number 3, I can't write without drinking at least 1 cup of tea and having a cup of tea next to me. I've tried and I hit writer's block straight away, and a cup of tea is always there for me, and it always for some reason helps me start writing again. I love writing obviously, but a cup of tea is my substantial, and I'm not a coffee drinker, so tea is my go-to and I have to have at least one cup of tea before I go out to work in the morning, and if I don't, I'm grumpy for the whole day. Number 4, I'm that random person, that one awkward person that prefers Pepsi to Coke. I don't like Coke. I can drink Diet Coke or Coke Zero or the new Coke Life, I think it is. Um, but I can't drink full sugar Coke, the red one, because it leaves this horrible sugary taste on my teeth, and I hate it. I can't stand full fat Coke. I don't like Coke. Pepsi, I can all Pepsi. I love Pepsi. I'm not a huge drinker of either of them, but it's my go-to drink if I'm out having a meal. And most people are always like, oh, when they say Pepsi, I don't want it anymore, because you know how a waiter has to say it's actually Pepsi. Is that okay? Whenever they say that, I'm like, yes, thank you. Number 5, I can't deal with mornings. I am not a morning person. I hate mornings. I am so much more productive at night. That's probably why I hate mornings so much, is because I go to bed so late because I'll have spent the whole night writing. And I don't think the earliest I ever go to bed is about 12 o'clock at night. I'm normally up way past that writing, and then I have to be up at latest 8 o'clock, and it's not fun, but I prefer nights. What can I do? Number 6. My first experience of writing fiction was actually through writing fan fiction. I still have stuff up on Wattpad. I wrote Stydia, Styles and Lydia from Teen Wolf fan fiction. I loved it. I love it. It's my favourite ship of all time, probably fictional ship of all time, except Favour and Reese, but we won't get into that. But yes, I love Stydia, and it's my OTP, and I wrote fan fiction after watching season 3, I believe I started writing it, and it's not a very commonly read fan fiction. I haven't actually updated it in a very long time. I should probably get to doing that, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I started writing Miss Cyrus soon after, very soon after I finished the first section of that fan fiction. So it was definitely the fan fiction that started everything, but I personally prefer writing original fiction, because yes, it's so much more difficult. To me, it's more difficult because when you've got the characters from somebody else's story, yes, you've got to watch that you don't mess up, and you've got to watch that you still writing things that they would actually do, whereas, which I find quite easy, whereas with my own characters, you have to completely create everything with your own world and with your original stories. So I prefer original stories because I love being able to do whatever I want, but fan fiction to me is slightly easier to write. Number 7. I don't normally reread books, but I have reread Throne of Glass 3 times, A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury 3 times ish, and The Hunger Games I've read 7 times. The whole series, the whole trilogy, I've read 7 times. I am too attached to those characters, and I keep thinking that if I reread it, that death of that person, not the sister, somebody else, that it won't happen, but it happens every time, and I cry as much every time, if not more, because as soon as the character is introduced, I'm instantly in love instead of having to get to know him, and it hurts. But it's a roller coaster every time I read them, but I love them, and I'm probably going to reread them more than 7 times. Number 8. I used to live in New Zealand. I currently live in Scotland. For you people who don't know, I currently live in the north of Scotland, and I love it. I love it here. I am originally English. I am from the Midlands of England, but I moved up here nearly 7 years ago, and I adore it here. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous country, and I love the cold. I hate heat. I don't deal well with the sun. I'm like a vampire, but I love the cold and I love the snow and I love this part of the country. I live in a reasonably big city. Not really. It's probably tiny compared to where some of you guys live, but I live in a reasonably big city for the area. And as soon as you go out of either side of the city, there's nothing, and it is brilliant because it's just farmland and forests and nature, and I just love it so much. But yes, I used to live in New Zealand. That was the fact that I was telling you, not that I live in Scotland. I used to live in New Zealand when I was 4-ish. I don't really remember much. There's just hundreds and hundreds of photos, and I remember the house that I used to live in and a bit of it, but the photos, and it just looked like such a lovely place, and I really, really, really want to go back. The one thing I do remember though is we went to visit a Maori tribe one time, and I have this vivid memory of a Maori tribesman coming over and talking to me. And because I was little and blonde and green eyed and all bubbly, they wanted to take me and they wanted to keep me. But obviously my mum and dad didn't let me get taken by this Maori tribesman. But I remember being petrified because he was covered in brown tattoos and stuff, and it was just quite unusual. But I have that vivid memory. That's the one thing I remember the most. They say you remember traumatic events more than you remember anything else. That might be why. Number 9, I don't eat mushrooms. I hate mushrooms. I cannot stand mushrooms. For some reason, they don't sit well with me. I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste. My mum and my stepdad keep trying to put them and sneak them into foods, like into spaghetti bolognese and stuff like that, and I always pick them out because I cannot stand them. I'm not a nice enough person that if you served me mushrooms at a meal, I wouldn't feel obliged to eat them. I would push them to the side. Yeah, I can't stand them. Even just the smell of them cooking. The only time I've ever been tempted to try a mushroom was when my mum cooked them in like a garlic butter sauce thing, and just because it was garlicky, I'm obsessed with garlic. Just because it was garlicky, I was like very tempted, but I was like, as soon as I knew they were mushrooms, I was like, no, that's not happening. Number 10, I have 2 tattoos. I have this one on my wrist, which I can never get to sit properly when I'm trying to show people. It is the Triskelion symbol from Teen Wolf. Yes, I have a Teen Wolf tattoo. Don't judge me. I always tell people who don't understand that I have a huge obsession, that it means enough to me that I did get it tattooed on my skin. I tell them that it is a Celtic symbol, which it is. It is a Celtic symbol. That means 3 things coming together to form you. The more intricate version of this tattoo has a triangle in the middle, where the 3 spirals come off the sides, like this. And the triangle in the middle signifies yourself, and the 3 spirals are meant to be something that's really important to you. And that's what I tell people who don't understand that I have a really big obsession with Teen Wolf. As you can tell, I have the earrings and it on a necklace, so I love the symbol so much. I've worn this necklace for years, so I was like, when I turned 18, I got it tattooed. I also have this one. Oh, I can't show you in this top. Which is a slightly simplified version of the Night Court symbol from A Court of Mist and Fury. And this I got as a tattoo second, and I love it. This is my favourite one at the moment, and I am incredibly attached to this. As you all know, A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Thorns and Roses mean a lot to me in books and as books even. And so getting it as a tattoo was a spur of the moment thing. I have to admit, I was not going to get it. There's 2 others that I want that I'll talk about in a second, but this one was, my mum's getting a tattoo, I might as well book another one in, and I booked this one instead of the one that I want next. Yeah, It was a bit of a spur of the moment, but I'm so, so happy with it, and I love where it is, and I love the symbol, so I do not regret it at all. And then I want two others at the moment. It might end up being more. Don't tell people. But I want this. I will try and put the photo here of on my back, obviously where it is on this photo. I want this on my back because books mean so much to me and they are my life. So, and it is gorgeous. It's huge, but it's gorgeous, and I do want this. I'm hoping this will be my next one. And then, except from that, and I don't have a picture to show you for this one, but I want at least 5 runes, mortal instrument runes, Shadowhunter runes on my foot. I haven't decided which 5. The only one I definitely know I'm having is Equilibrium, which is this Z-shaped one. Oh, and I will be having the Parabatai friendship one because I'm getting that done with one of my friends who is not 18 yet. We are getting it together, so we're both getting the Parabatai symbol and then some others. So yeah, that's the tattoos I want at the moment. Might end up being more. Don't tell my dad. He might kill me. But so yes, that was my 10 random, crazy, probably really boring facts about myself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week will be a tag. It will be an original tag. I came up with an original tag. If you've seen on Twitter, I asked how many questions people want in a tag, and I think I've gone a little bit crazy, so that video might be quite long. But yes, there will be an original tag up next week. So I will see you in a week's time. Bye guys!